Be the type of person that never like really settles with somebody. Maybe he's like a, he's like a bee going from flower to flower to flower.
But I mean, I just wish Lonnie would tell the truth, be bisexual.
What happens when one of music's most powerful voices falls for one of hip-hop's most respected poets? At first, it looked like a dream. Janifer Hudson and Common, two stars from Chicago, shining together like Hollywood's perfect couple. But behind the spotlight, cracks soon began to show, and the love story everyone thought would last forever started to unravel.
Why can't anybody just be honest? They're waiting for Chrissy Teigen to get plastic surgery and end up Jackie O so that they can be roommates and make musicals together. Let's just be real.
Okay.
He'd rather spend time with John Legend than any of these bitches.
Chicago legends, one rising from the gospel-filled stages of American Idol and Broadway, the other from hip-hop's golden era. For a time, it felt like a fairy tale. But behind the bright smiles and polished interviews, whispers began to grow. Talk of power, image, betrayal, and maybe even revenge. When Janifer Hudson and Common crossed paths, it seemed like destiny. Both were born and raised on Chicago's South Side. Both had carved out legendary careers. Fans loved them because together they carried a presence that felt larger than life. They were seen at charity events, standing side by side at concerts, even working together on projects that blurred the lines of music and film. By 2024, the rumors became real. The two starred in Breathe, a sci-fi thriller that wasn't just another paycheck job. On set, the spark between them was undeniable.
Found myself in what was called love addiction. My therapist broke it down was like that feeling of being like, oh, I'm in love, and it's that honeymoon period that people call it. I was addicted to that.
Reporters spotted them sharing laughs between takes, walking together to rehearsals, and cheering each other on at shows. Even the doubters began to wonder, maybe this wasn't just another Hollywood project. Then the paparazzi arrived. In early 2023, photos surfaced from Philadelphia, Chicago, and Malibu. Headlines claimed they were just friends. Both brushed off questions, but online, fans weren't fooled. The chemistry was undeniable. By 2024, the story reached a turning point. Common appeared on the Mama I Made It podcast, and around the 20-minute mark, his voice changed. He spoke of Janifer as one of his greatest blessings, praising their equal partnership. On paper, it sounded like love. He talked of alignment, life paths, and her importance in his journey. But listeners noticed something odd. His tone carried a weight that hinted at more than romance.
Very happy. Are you happy in your relationship?
Yes, this relationship is a happy place for me. It's like...
I love that you used the word happy place.
No, but seriously, it's like for me, it's one of those things where I found where I can... Seeing her happy actually makes me real.
Instead of focusing on them, Common's words often circle back to himself. The subtext felt less like we're in love and more like, look at how much I've grown to deserve her. That subtle flex didn't go unnoticed. Janifer, meanwhile, kept things quieter. On her talk show, she dropped small hints, once calling him that man of mine at the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival. Sweet, yes, but nothing like the grand speeches Common gave. Her style was private, professional, protective. Fans began to see the contrast. Common put their love on display, while Janifer seemed to guard it like something fragile. For a while, the imbalance wasn't a deal breaker, but whispers grew. As one insider put it, she wanted privacy, he wanted a performance. Then came the night that changed everything. Right after the Grammy buzz faded, the couple attended a post-awards party at Delilah's in Los Angeles, a hotspot for Hollywood's power players.
Speaking of EGOTs from the South Side, Janifer Hudson,
Yes.
your girlfriend, how special is that relationship to you?
Oh man, that relationship is one of the greatest blessings and most important things in my life, in my whole journey in life. The friendship,
Whispers spread fast. Common was spotted getting cozy with a tall model-type woman. Witnesses said his arm wrapped around her, leaning close, whispering in her ear, laughing like they were old friends. And no, it wasn't Janifer Hudson. The real sting wasn't the site itself, but how Janifer allegedly found out. Not through him, not in private. She discovered it the same way the rest of the world did, through gossip and blogs. For a woman as fiercely private as Janifer, who had shielded her dating life since her split with WWE star David Otunga, this wasn't just betrayal, it was humiliation. And in Hollywood, humiliation costs. Janifer wasn't just a singer. She was an EGOT winner, hosting her own talk show, a name tied to sponsors and producers. Being linked to Common Cozy with Model threatened her brand. But Janifer didn't crumble. She chose silence, strategic silence.
partnership, the life partnership, just the connection. Inspiring to have somebody who's as talented and just soulful and like gifted and can do all these different things and is one of the greatest vocalists. I'm very grateful. I thank God each and every day, and I'm just letting God guide this relationship.
Because God is in it, right?
God is in it.
That's right. Listen. Okay, this is the happy place. And we
Speak on it.
She the
Speak
one
on
you
it.
say.
Speak on it.
I heard that.
Speak on it.
Sharp-eyed fans noticed the shifts. A shade dropped in an interview. A sharp look when his name was mentioned. A line delivered with extra bite. Subtle but clear. Janifer Hudson was sending a message. I won't be embarrassed. Behind the curtain, her PR team went to work. The story was polished. Janifer is focused on her career, her family, and her future. No public fights, no mudslinging. She stood as the wronged queen, handling it with grace. Meanwhile, Common's camp scrambled. His reps insisted they were still good friends, that the headlines were exaggerated. But in the court of public opinion, defensive energy rarely wins. Janifer's calm, unbothered stance made her look in control. Then, just as the storm seemed to quiet, a new rumor exploded. Blind items began circulating, and the claim was brutal. Common's new friend wasn't just a model. She was allegedly tied to Janifer's inner circle. If true, this wasn't gossip, it was betrayal.
Of all time, and just this pure artist, man. Like, she's a special artist, but then to have someone who, most importantly, when it comes to relationship, it's just like, it's like equal yoke. Y'all can.
Here at the Happy Place, we like to respect people's privacy, so I'm not gonna ask you too many more questions about that.
Yeah.
But you know, everybody wanna know, so I had to.
Yeah.
Ms. Hudson had to get into that thing.
We keep it private, but I want to acknowledge how wonderful she is, how great she is, so that's good.
Yes. I feel that same way about my part.
Fans began digging for clues, scrolling through Instagram, scanning event photos, dissecting industry whispers, and Common, he vanished. No new posts, no red carpets, no interviews. For a man so at ease in the spotlight, the silence was deafening. To fans, it looked like guilt. To PR watchers, it felt like strategy. Either way, silence spoke louder than denial. And it raised a bigger question. Was this about love or about business? In Hollywood, relationships are brands. Janifer Hudson, an EGOT winner, wasn't just a singer. Her name carried multi-million-dollar deals, primetime slots, and global reach. A messy scandal didn't just bruise her heart, it touched her contracts. Behind the scenes, brands tied to Common reportedly watched nervously. Advertisers whispered. Producers questioned how drama might spill into ratings. Common, meanwhile, looked cornered, his defensive tone feeding the narrative that he was losing control. Did they officially break up? No one knows. There's been no statement, no confirmation, no polished Hollywood press release. That silence turned every move into a clue. A red carpet photo, a cryptic caption. Even an absence became part of the puzzle. Fans play detective. Janifer Hudson posts a radiant studio shot, proof she's thriving. Common reposts an old performance, hints of reflection. Silence from both only fuels theories. Online, the roles are set. Janifer, the untouchable queen. Common, the charming but predictable man repeating old mistakes. But is this truly the end, or just another chapter? Common may have fumbled the most high-profile relationship of his career, one that linked him to an EGOT powerhouse. Or is this all just internet drama, magnified by online sleuths? In Hollywood, silence rarely means peace. It's the calm before the storm. And when these two move again, the world will be watching.